I'd like to talk to you today about the effects of drinking cold liquids after a meal. Drinking cold liquids after a meal can solidify oily foods just consumed, slowing digestive system, turning to fat, which can lead to a heart attack and maybe even cancer. Did you know that CVD and cancer are the two most leading causes of death worldwide? So taking this information, I actually did a little research, and I found two clinical studies that I'm going to discuss with you today. Within both of these clinical studies, they looked at tea, being that tea is the most consumed beverage in the world aside from water, and there are three types: green, oolong, and black. So the first study I found in the Journal of American Medical Association, published in 2006. The study was titled the Osaki Study. They looked at green tea consumption and mortality due to CVD, cancer, and all causes in Japan. So Dr. Carrieann in Japan looks at the main outcome and measures mortality due to CVD, cancer, and all causes. He screened and conducted the study within 40,530 Japanese adults, ages 40 to 79 years old. These adults could not have a history of stroke, and he followed these adults for 7 years, follow-up cause-specific mortality, and 11 years for all causes. He broke his categories up into men and women, how much tea they consumed in a day, social history and personal history, types of foods they consumed. At the end of his study, he actually found that green tea consumption is associated with the reduced mortality due to CVD and all causes. Here we can see that the dark color being for women and the light color being for men, in individuals that drank 5 or more cups of green tea a day were significantly less than individuals that drank 2 or less cups of green tea a day. The second study was conducted by Dr. Ogani. I found on his website titled Green Tea and Human Health. He actually claims that catechin, an ingredient found in green tea, prevents excessive buildup in cholesterol. His study showed significant reduction of deaths in CVD among green tea drinkers. Now that we've looked at some of the effects that green tea can have on the body, let's consider what these effects can lead to over time. Long-term effects, when we think heart attack, we think of excruciating left arm pain, which is true, but actually not all individuals that experience a heart attack have that pain. Other common symptoms are intense jawline pain, sweating, and nausea. Did you know that the first heart attack experienced can actually be fatal or lead to or disabling? The FDA actually declares that green tea can be useful in the reduction of CVD. Clinical studies are still being performed. The American Heart Association actually recommends taking steps as early as the age of 20 to reduce these factors and keep these risks low. So therefore, drinking green tea, you can actually reduce the risk of having a heart attack. Now, with cancer, there are certain foods that can lead to increase your risk of getting cancer, such as processed foods and red meats. Again, Dr. Ogani, in his clinical study, claimed that catechin actually reduces the growth of cancer. Although the FDA cannot declare that green tea actually reduces the risk of cancer and declines to award any health claim to green tea makers, the American Cancer Society, however, found that green tea reduces the risk of getting cancer in animals. Now, clinical studies are still being conducted on humans before they can award such claims, which do take a little bit longer due to the fact that it's a little harder to control the living and eating habits of humans than it would be to look at them in animals. I thought these results were actually very interesting, so I discussed them with a colleague of mine named Angela Lay. She's an Asian health specialist at the Barnabas Health Organization. She told me how growing up in the Asian community, elders actually enforced drinking warm liquids after a meal as remedies, such as mixing warm water with salt to soothe a sore throat, or drinking warm water to help with constipation, and even using warm water and salt to brush your teeth. She did mention that although Asian foods are very healthy, they're very oily, which brings me back to the thought of drinking cold water after a meal, solidifying oily foods just consumed, which would slow digestion, clog coronary arteries, possibly leading to cancer, and possibly leading to a heart attack. When I think about what the Asian culture has been doing for generations, and I think about the results of these clinical studies that I reviewed, I ask myself, shouldn't we be doing the same?